I'm going to talk about two 19th century circular top breakfast tables, and the common thing between them is the magic name of Gillow. This one I'm showing you first of all is beautifully veneered in a burr maple, and for me, as soon as I saw this, I could recognise the quality and realise it would be made by somebody as good as Gillow. Now, maple is a slow growing tree, and to get the burrs is very, very highly prized. And so if you look at the top, you can see that the top is veneered in small sections and then put together to create this wonderful effect. Because Gillows were a standard of excellence, what they've actually done, they've veneered the burr maple onto a mahogany base. So the secondary timber is actually mahogany, which is hugely expensive. You know, if you think about it, so you've got a mahogany table and they're going to veneer it in maple. So if we look around the edge, you can see it's all beautifully cross-grained. I mean, that's good cabinet making. And then we've got the mahogany top, mahogany bearers. To tip the table up, you've got this little pull system here, which is all original. When the table's tilted up, to stop it from falling over, you have this guard. And here, if you look closely, you see the magic name, Gillows. Now, when we look at the table as a whole, as we look down onto the shaft, it's a tapering shaft, which is faceted. There is gilding around this moulding here, and on this flat moulding there is, or flat piece of timber here, there's some gilding, and there's gilding on the reeded feet, which supports the triform base. So this is, as I say, a very good example of a piece of furniture made by Gillows of Lancaster. Now, the other piece of furniture I'm going to show you, again, undoubtedly, is by Gillows. This piece of furniture is not stamped, but it has so many similarities to the table I just showed you earlier. Apart from being a circular table and much smaller, this one is veneered in rosewood. And this veneer is in two sections, and so it's known as book match veneered. It has a gradoon edge, and I'm just going to turn it around. So this table, being much smaller, it doesn't necessarily have a guard like the other one, but the secondary timber here is cedar wood. Again, a very expensive wood, but more commonly used as a secondary timber, unlike mahogany. And cedar has that wonderful smell. So we've got a nice big block, so that means that when the table is tilted down, it won't wobble. And when we look at the shaft, as like the other one, we've got a tapering shaft, but this one's reversed, but faceted. We've got this gradooned edge, and then we've got larger gradooning. And then when we come down to the platform base, this is supported on 4 legs, and with this wonderful, all beautifully hand-carved acanthus leaves and the scrolling French toe, and onto a little platform. Very clever, a lot of detail, and that's something which I'm really excited by. So when we pull this down, this one has a little frieze, and again, all little, literally look like a row of pearls around the edge. Very pretty table. It's not stamped by Gillows, but it has so many attributes which follows the table which is by Gillows. So in my opinion, this is either made by somebody who's working at Gillows, who went to work somewhere else, but it has so many influences by Gillows. So two good examples of 19th century circular top breakfast tables. I would date this one 1830 and I'll date the other one just slightly later, around 1840.